Okay, guys, what's up? Thanks for tuning in. I know that we're locked down. Everything's terribly boring, but hopefully we're going to bring you guys some stuff today. We put together like a little seminar. This is my wife, Marie, and I have one of my other students who's been self-isolating, counts a film. So today we're going to work on some of the guard that I have been playing lately. A lot of my students were asking about it before we got closed down, and it's involving like the lapel. So we're going to be doing some entries, some attacks from when the person stays on their knees, when the person tries to leave from their knees, and when the person stands up. We're going to kind of break this into 3 sections. Each one of them kind of has a move. So if you guys are following along at home, hope you're taking notes. I know some of you guys are able to drill. If you're able to drill, look at our Instagram live and send a request to be in the video. Okay, the guys will tag you in and we can show you guys drilling with us. If you want to just watch, guys, head over to YouTube. On the YouTube live, I think it's going to be a better connection and a better screen, but I don't know. We'll see. It was the first time for us, so we're going to keep it going the best that we can, and thank you guys for checking it out. So what we're going to work is the lapel, and one of the first things that we have to talk about is our entries. So I'm going to show you guys one of the ways I like to untuck the lapel, and then how I can instantly pull guard and start working my game. Okay? Go ahead and stand up. So, guys, I'm going to be here. My partner and I start the match, and we always know that we're fighting for grips, right? We're always looking to make the first grip. So a lot of times what I like to do is I'm just going to be here protecting my lead leg, right? I want my position to be here, protecting my lead leg. That gives me this hand free to reach. If I start reaching with this hand, my opponent's going to get a free single leg. So if I reach here, Marie's able to just, drop down and attack the single leg. I don't have anything to protect myself. So what I'm looking at mostly is kind of like a tiger claw style, like Wu-Tang style, right? As we circle, I'm just going to look to untuck the lapel, right? And then once the lapel is untucked, that becomes my sole focus, okay? So once again, guys, I'm just coming in, making sure I block, and I'm going to rip the lapel out. Once I rip the lapel out, I like to take a step back and kind of make sure that I got it pulled out enough, okay? So for most of this seminar, if you're working at home with a partner, you guys are going to want to just go ahead and leave your lapel on top. But I always like to show one way that I like to untuck the lapel, okay? Now, my partner's here. I've successfully untucked the lapel, and this is a perfect scenario that I like to have. I love when my partner has the untucked lapel on the same side as the front leg. I'm definitely a guard puller. I work my guard pulls, and I've been working on ways to pull safely. So one of the ways I like to pull safely is I'm going to shoot in and I'm going to reach for the knee, okay? What I'm hoping happens with my left hand, I'm going to grab the collar. With my right hand, the knee. I'm hoping that maybe I tie my partner's pull and they sit, or I'm able to get a surprise single leg. So, guys, it's going to look a little something like this. I'm going to take my penetration step into here. If everything works out, I'm able to stand up and finish the position. So, if I'm here, I can be as far away as I want because I can kind of take a sloppy shot. It's kind of like a fake, right? What if the fake works? Maybe Marie's going to pull a guard. I come in and I shoot, and I'm going to be able to get my 2 points. So again, if we're here and maybe I'm trying to time my pull, I come in, yes, and I'm going to be able to get my 2 points, right? Now, the reason I like this is it puts me in a really good spot if it goes wrong. So now I'm going to be able to show you guys one of my entries when maybe it goes wrong and I'm not able to get that single and get my 2 points, right? So a lot of times, yes, this is the picture I'm looking for. Remember, guys, switch me back. If my partner has feet the way that I don't like, one of the first things I can try to do is just get them to circle and move around. Now the foot forwards that I like, I'm going to shoot in and go for my shot. But this time, Marie's going to be aware, right? She's going to put her hands on my shoulders and step her leg back as I shoot in. So as I shoot in, her hands go, yes, and she steps her leg back. Notice that leaves the lapel right here with my hand on her shoulder. Yeah. All I'm going to do now is I'm going to sit through as I grab the lapel and sit back. Once I'm here, my first move is to connect to the hip and put my foot into like a stirrup here. I'm taking my foot and I'm putting it into a stirrup, right? Let's come closer to that. Guys, we're gonna be here. As I shoot in, Marie moves her leg back, and I'm here. Look, here's the lapel. I can finish my penetration step and then sit. My foot's going to the hip, and I'm instantly putting my foot in the stirrup here. This starts to help me to slow the person down if they start running around trying to pass. I can just keep my foot in the lapel as like a stirrup, and it helps me just to kind of ride out that initial freak out, the initial action that happens, okay? So, once again, we're gonna be here. My partner has the stance that I'm looking for, an opposite stance of mine. I shoot in, she kicks her leg back, I finish my penetration step, sit back, grab the lapel. If my foot goes to the hip first, there's a common problem. I can just lasso my foot inside, pull this arm, and sit in the stirrup, right? This is my first position. I really like this stirrup position to start messing with the person here and opening myself up. Okay, so guys, if you have any questions, make sure you're asking on the Instagram Live or here, and we'll try to answer for you, okay? So now that I'm here, I have my stirrup and my lasso, this is what I'm always looking for. I'm gonna start to attack right away, getting into the position I'm looking for. So I'm gonna break this grip and kick off into her armpit and get to her hip. This allows me to start to pull my partner forwards towards me. Now that I have this controlled, I'm just gonna take my foot out and off of her hip, and I'm gonna pull to the closed guard. And a lot of times my partner ends up there with this lapel, nice and waiting here, right? So now that I've entered into our first kind of series, we're gonna work a series of attacks using this lapel when my partner decides to stay here, right? So we're gonna work one when they decide to stay during my attacks and try to fight from the closed guard, one when they try to run, and then one when they try to stand up. Okay, so I'm in this first position here with the lapel. My first attack is going to be working like a pendulum sweep arm bar combination. This is super basic, right? I'm just going here, foot up to the hip, closing the distance here, trying to break her posture, but as I do that, I'm reaching under with this leg, right? I'm going here with this arm, looking for this lapel. At this point, most people who really know jiu-jitsu start to posture up and try to pull their arms out. Yes, and then I'm gonna be able to grab the lapel, right? Just up, not back. Yeah, perfect, right? Now that I have this lapel, put your knee on the back. Yeah, this is the control that I wanna have. So I'm gonna close the guard back up, but I have the lapel fed over my leg, my hand under Marie's leg, and the lapel into my opposite hand, okay? So we're gonna work a series of attacks from here, and with some fun finishes, okay? The first attack that I always like to try to hit is just the arm lock. But instead of just going here and hitting my arm lock as normal, I prefer to invert and go upside down, right? So I'm gonna go here, and I like to spin the whole way as if I'm attacking the omoplata. But notice how both of Marie's arms are in here. So she has to start making some choices, and these choices are gonna help me to work my game. The first one is once I'm here, I'm gonna be here, and then I'm gonna invert. The first one is a lot of times people keep this hand either on my shin, yes, or turn your grip, right? All I'm gonna do is use my leg and my hand to bring the arm lock in, right? So I move my leg to catch the back of her elbow, and then I'm gonna pull her elbow into my hip, right? So once again, I can even hold the sleeve and open up. Yes, they try to stop it a lot of times here. I'm gonna reach inside as I bring my leg and my hand so I can cup the elbow. I'm gonna bring this in front as I turn her elbow facing the sky and tuck her wrist into my armpit here. Once I do that, I'm gonna pass my leg over and extend until she taps. We'll go to the other side for you guys, okay? So once again, my lapel is here waiting for me. So I'm gonna go underneath and grab the lapel. I pull this across as I go. I'm not just gonna go here and go for the arm lock. It's too obvious, right? So I like to go here and spin the whole way underneath, yes. A lot of times the person reaches across because they feel like they want to stay inside the closed guard. They're going to try to pull my leg back and put me back here where I'm square with them. That's the exact reaction that I want to get. So as I go here and I invert and I feel that person grab, I bring my leg back. I bring my leg back into my hand. Once I get here, I'm going to find my opponent's elbow and open it towards the ceiling. Then I go over and pass my leg, tucking her arm into my armpit. And still, the whole time here, I'm opening her arm as I tuck my elbow. I come across, pinch my knees, and finish my arm. All right, I'm just going to do a couple for you guys now, kind of normal speed. So that's our first attack from this lapel guard. To me, guys, I just consider this a closed guard with some sprinkles, right? Just adding the lapel to the closed guard, and you guys will see how that can kind of help our attacks, okay? So the next sequence we're gonna work is gonna be when the person starts to run a little bit more, okay? They're a little bit wiser to that arm lock, but they start to leave the other arm behind. So don't forget, start out by untucking your partner's lapel. And we're gonna start here in like our home base position, right? Now the reason I really like this is it really gives me the option to easily bring my foot in for a lasso and start to work my triangle game here if I want to, right? Go really kind of back to basics. So that's why I like this position as a home base, kind of locking this person in and then giving me all my options, okay? So again, I'm gonna do the same thing. I start to invert here. And this time, she understands when I go back for the arm lock, she's gonna pull her arm out. Yes. Now, once I'm here, I'm able to give the omoplata. So I'm gonna switch through, then I'm gonna sit up for the omoplata. Once we get to the omoplata, I'm gonna stop and come here. Let's do that. Okay, so we're in the omoplata based off the arm lock, right? And we're gonna work kind of a different finish today. We of course know this finish where I'm here and I can bring my legs and finish my omoplata, okay? But we know there's a couple defenses that can happen here. And one of the defenses is that Marie's gonna kind of post this arm and try to sit up. Yes, perfect, right? Now notice guys, with this hand, what I wanna do is I wanna reach under and go get that hand. But I can't be super obvious with this and I can't show it right away, right? Also, the hand is too far. So the first thing I'm gonna do with this hand is I'm gonna control the tricep because I don't want that to go away, right? I'm gonna drive my hips into my partner's lat just to get her to break down this side. So I go to here and I'm gonna break down. Do you see how the hand comes closer here? Now I'm able to grab her hand, right? As she works to come back up. You sit up a little bit? Yeah. See, so I have her opposite hand from underneath. So once again, if I caught her in the omoplata, if the hand's there, I'm just gonna reach through and grab it. The person's just turtling, they're waiting, right? But if they start to post, yes, all I'm gonna do is drive my hips this way to get the hand to go underneath, and then I'm able to pull it, right? Now, all I'm gonna do once I'm here, scoot this way a little bit. I have the omoplata, right? All I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna ride my hips diagonal over Marie's hips this way, right? So I'm gonna ride her hips this way as I keep pulling the hand. Once I do that, you'll see it ends me into the arm lock. Let's scoot back a little bit. So guys, I'm here in my home base position, right? I'm going upside down to go for my arm lock, but my partner's wise to that game. And don't put yourself so much in that. Yeah, here, yeah, right? So I'm gonna go and attack a omoplata. I'm gonna let go of the lapel as soon as I feel like I have it, and sit up to here. Nice, notice how my partner's hand is posted there. What I want is to be able to sneak this hand underneath and grab it. But if I can't find it, I have to drive this way to get her to collapse the hand. Nice. Once I get it, she's gonna try to build her frame back. Good, our partner's fighting here. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna drive my hips over her hips and pull this between my legs. So drive my hips, riding up, riding up, riding up. Pass my leg in front and finish the arm lock, right? So that gives you guys two options to work with the lapel in the closed guard when the person stays, right? They're kind of on their knees and they're keeping their arms inside. They haven't decided to leave the entire time. They haven't pulled both of their arms out. So now the next sequence of things we're gonna work is what happens when the person pulls both of their arms out, okay? And removes both of their arms. So I lose my option for omoplata, I lose my option for arm locks and triangles, okay? What I want you guys to imagine is that I'm gonna do an omoplata on the lapel. So everything's the same. Here, here. I'm in my home base position, right? I'm gonna spin upside down, but now my partner's smart and kind of takes both arms out. They're trying to leave. So the first thing I'm gonna do here is I'm just gonna do an omoplata on the lapel super hard, hoping that I get my opponent to do a somersault. Turn face. So when we're here, I'm gonna push with this leg. Right? My partner sometimes going to be surprised by that and roll through. So as I go here, I push. As Marie rolls through, I'm going to keep this lapel, find the knee on belly, and use the lapel. Hang on, we'll come back to the center. Okay, so when we're here, my partner takes everything out. I'm gonna push, my partner rolls, yes. Now look, I have this lapel inside of her knees. I'm gonna come up to the knee on belly with this knee and punch everything so that her knees come together. At this point, I can let go of the lapel and conquer my side control. That way I pushed her hips away from me and I'm able to work here. So I get to my first position, and I go underneath. I'm working to attack the arm lock and the omoplata, but she's wise, she pulls both out. I'm gonna kick forward, and she rolls. I stop here, push her hip, let go of the lapel, and conquer the side control. Okay, here. Here, one, I spin upside down, I'm looking for my arm lock. She pulls it out. She feels, oh no, I better move the arm, so now I kick as she rolls. I use the lapel to push her hips away. And conquer the side. Okay, so that's the first move that I like to do when the person kind of pulls everything out and is trying to run away from the fight. Push them super hard with the lapel and try to get them to roll. Now you'll notice sometimes our partner is going to post their hands and not roll, right? So that's what we're going to work next for our next two techniques.
Any questions yet?
Jim wants to see the whole sequence from the beginning, but I think we should just
From this one.
From the guard pull to the position to getting the lapel to the finish. So.
Sure, I'll show it one time. So we'll go from like the starting position to what we've been calling just during this seminar, like the home base position. I think every position and technique has a home base to it, so it's just having to find that. So the first thing is, Jim, is I'm going to work here, making sure I protect my lead foot, And I'm gonna swipe to open the gi as we move around and try to just untuck the gi here. Perfect. Once I'm here and I'm waiting for my partner to have the same side leg forward as the lapel, I'm gonna shoot in looking for this single leg. When Marie kicks her leg back, I'm gonna find the lapel and finish my penetration step. Once I'm there, I'm gonna sit back and put my foot in this stirrup and my other foot to her shoulder. Okay? Once I'm there and I feel good, I can work to pull her into a triangle. She's not gonna let me, so she's gonna circle her hand inside. Yes. When I feel this, I'm gonna pull to the closed guard, keeping my lapel open. Here, then I'm gonna enter into my game. A lot of times I work just going for this arm lock first, just to get the arm in. So when the person sits back, boom, I feed the lapel, and now I'm into my home plate, or like my home base position. So all the attacks work off of that, Jim. I hope that answered your question, bro. And now we're gonna work again. When I invert, the person pulls their arms out, and this time they're gonna post their hands, right? So I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna go all the way to the lapel, like I'm doing Momopana on the lapel, right? Just switch it. Get your hands off the mat. There. So yeah, we're here. As I push, my partner's gonna post her hand. Notice how this leg's floating. My inside knee, I'm gonna drop inside. As my outside knee, I'm gonna pass all the way across her hips. Once I'm here, I'm gonna move her foot to the other side of my head and begin to roll towards the mat. A lot of times, I'm able to finish the knee bar here, right? And sometimes my partner's gonna have a little bit of a different response. Work on that. So, here, and I push. Yes, the knee's there. I bring my knee inside, here, and to the other side of my head. Yes, this is the position I'm looking for. Right? I want this leg all the way across, here. What I think of is if I'm going to knee bar the person, I need to control their opposite leg. This is the one that's going to keep them from spinning. Once I'm here, I'm going to spin my partner this way. Yes. And finish the knee bar. So, my home base position. I'm here. This is the same side we just did, huh? I go here and kick. My leg comes inside and I'm looping this leg over. Once I'm here, I'm gonna move her head to the opposite, to her foot, the opposite side, and get her to roll all the way here. Once I'm here, I pinch my knees and squeeze, finishing the knee bar.
At what belt can you do the knee bar in a competition?
At the competitions that matter, brown belt. But you should learn it right away. You should learn it right away. I think the knee bar is just as safe as the arm lock and anything else as long as it's done correctly, just like all foot locks. So I think that everyone should use them, but the federation does not allow the knee bar until brown belt. Right? So is this the same way we started the last?
Yeah, you have this.
Just switch this. Is this better? Yeah, this will be a different angle. Sorry guys, trying to give you guys a different angle. All these pros filming their DVDs have multiple cuts. You know that's what half the death squad's doing, is just filming for each other. So, I'm gonna be here, go to my lapel, and I go to spin underneath. As I go to push forward, yeah, my partner's not gonna go, but her back leg's off the ground. I'm gonna bring this foot inside, my other leg in, and her leg to the other side. That helps me move everything to roll this way and finish my knee bar.
Can you do it one more time with the feet facing the cameras? See how you're pumping.
Yeah. I think so. Rotate this way. Yes. So, here, my knee's inside. I go over here to the opposite hip, right? I'm gonna move this and pinch it between my ear and my shoulder as I rotate Marie the whole way. Once I'm here, put my hand on the mat and start to finish my knee bar, right? Keep that this way.
basically we're hitting a knee bar from the 50-50. Okay. So if you notice this point, I rotated too far. This is gonna be the point I just switched to 50-50 and stand up, getting my 2 points, right? If I don't pinch the knee correctly, the person's gonna be able to rotate, and then I'm gonna end up in the 50-50, okay? So I'm gonna show you guys that into the 50-50 one more time. So everything's the same. I'm here at my home base. I go here, I push, my partner posts. My leg goes inside, and my foot goes inside. This point, my partner's faster than me, and she's gonna step this leg back and try to sit to her butt to rotate her hips. As this happens here, I'm just gonna put her foot into my pocket and stand up here to conquer my 2 points. This is actually one of my favorite ways to use this position. I like to enter into the 50-50 and stand up and get my points. Whew. There's a lot. Thanks guys for watching. There's 11 of you watching right now on YouTube. I don't know how many on the Instagram, but thanks so much for watching, guys. We got a little bit more, and we're gonna have an edited version of this put up on the YouTube tomorrow so you guys can check it out. Okay. So this is gonna be into our 50-50, and then we're just gonna work one more scenario, one more position when the person tries to leave, right? So I'm gonna be here, boom, I go and get my first attack and pass the lapel. As I spin underneath, I push forward, and I'm going for my knee bar here. And once I'm here, I don't capture her other hip fast enough, right? Marie's able to kick this leg up and over, yeah. So I'm gonna feed my leg through, come here to the 50-50, rotate my leg inside, and stand up, right? Go ahead and stand up. So guys, I'm here, my partner has her wrestling stance. I'm gonna shoot in, she removes her leg, I finish her penetration step and make use of the lapel. Put it right in the stirrup. Okay? Once I'm here, I circle inside and my partner has to worry about the triangle here. So I either shoot my triangle or my partner circles their hand inside. As they circle the hand inside, I move the lapel, pull them into their knees. Okay? Once I'm here, I switch. Now I'm in my home base position, just waiting for this. I go to attack the arm lock first, only wanting to move the person like that, so I can make this grip with my hand. When they move back, I make this grip and pass it to my hand. Now, I'm playing with my lapel apata position. We're gonna go here. I'm gonna spin upside down, looking for my arm lock. My partner pulls it out. I look for my omoplata, she pulls it out. Right? Rotate this way. Yes. Keep going. Perfect. Now, when I'm here, I'm gonna work to sweep her. She's not gonna roll like we were hoping, and I'm gonna she's gonna post her hands. I work here to sweep, she posts her hands. Nice. I'm gonna bring this leg over. Drop my knee inside here, because I'm gonna work to get this knee bar. But as I go, she steps over. I pull my foot through into the 50-50. Underneath, stand up, and score my 2 points. From here, I'm just gonna hold for like 7 minutes and hold here for like 7 minutes and hopefully win 2-0. Okay? So, I just wanna show you guys one more thing, right? Basically, the knee bar and the 50-50 work if the person decides to stand up, right? And a lot of times they're gonna stand up like straight up trying to rip the lapel out of my hand. So when they do that, I'm gonna be able to enter into my 50-50, my knee bar, or into the X guard, one of my favorite positions to sweep, right? So we're gonna be working this again with the lapel in my home base position. But now my partner has decided they're not gonna stay, they're gonna try to get up and go, right? So a lot of times they grab the same side sleeve here and they stand up one leg after the other. Nice. Perfect. So you'll see here is really good because I have the lapel, right? I'm still able to keep control of my opponent. So the first attack that I really like to do is try to go knee bar to 50-50, hopefully getting the knee bar. I'm going to open my guard and let my feet come in so that my knee comes to the other side of Marie's leg. Once I'm here, I'm going to throw this leg over and hug her knee. Okay? Once I go to here, I'm going to slowly pull her heel towards me as I extend and finish the knee bar. A lot of times, guys, this is a faster knee bar. I want to try to catch my opponent as they're sitting down to the ground. I kind of want their leg to go like this as I'm attacking. So I'm here in my home base position, and maybe one time when I open up, my partner just stands. They're like, oh, I'm getting out of here. What's nice is that this keeps me here, right? So the first thing I'm going to do is drop my knee to the other side, right? I'm going to come here. My knee goes to the other side. I'm going to throw this over and go and hug, pinching my opponent's knee. Once I'm here, I'm going to take her down. If she falls, I move it to the other side of my head. Keep rolling. And I'm going to squeeze here and finish my knee bar. If we ended up rolling, I finish here, and finish my knee bar. Okay? So.
Oh, stand up.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I messed up. Okay, so my partner stands up. I have my lapel. My knee drops to the opposite side of her knee. Notice how my foot here, right, is on her hip. Okay? I'm going to throw my opposite leg over. As I do that, I'm going to come here and hug my opponent's leg. She has the option. She wants to start to sit to her hip. I'm going to help her sit this way, catch with my head, and finish my knee bar. Right. Just like in the last position, if my opponent beats me, rotates too soon, or I miss it, we can very easily end up into 50-50. So I'm here, my opponent stands up. Perfect. I decide to go for my attack. I go here for the knee bar. If I feel like it's not going to work, I'm going to lasso this foot all the way inside and let go of everything. As I let go, my partner's going to come down and sit through. I'm able to be here in the 50-50. Stand up for my 2 points. Go super staller Saiyan. Hold the person here, hopefully 6 minutes in. Okay, guys, so my actual last position, this is my favorite attack to get from here. I feel like for me, it almost becomes a guaranteed 2 points. Maybe because I'm like super long and lanky, kind of goofy. But anytime I'm able to enter into my X guard and stand up to sweep my opponent, I want to be able to do that. So we have a very simple and effective X guard entry from this same position. So everything's the same. I go for my arm lock just to be able to feed the lapel. My partner sits back. They start to realize, oh no, I need to stand up. They start to stand. Beautiful. Now, from here, I'm going to work into my X guard. I'm going to do the same thing. I drop and I'm going to move my knee to the opposite side. All I'm going to do here with my outside leg is come into the, put my hook and rotate like this. No, other way. Again. Nice, right? So we're here. I drop down. My knee goes the other side. And I'm bringing this leg here. All I'm going to do now is I'm going to reach up and grab the collar and pull Marie down so her knees hit the floor. Once her hands hit the floor, Once her hands hit the floor, you guys can see I'm able to be here. I can enter into my 50-50 game, my knee bar game, or I'm going to sit up onto this forearm as I stretch, do my technical stand-up, drag my partner back in bounds, and put her down for 2 points.
Yeah.
So, guys, I'm here with the lapel. I have it here waiting for me. In order to get the lapel, I'm going to try to attack the arm lock just to get her butt to leave her heel. That way I'm able to circle inside, pass myself the lapel. They're going to sit back so they don't get swept. Sit back, and come back into the closed guard. Now that I have the position that I want, is gonna be easy for me to work, right? So I start out, maybe I go for my arm lock, she pulls it out, now she stands up. Oh man, I gotta get out of here. At this point, I'm gonna take this knee and drop it to the other side of her knee. With this leg, I circle in underneath the back of her knee. Here. I'm gonna reach up to the lapel and rock everything like a big steering wheel. I have a big steering wheel here to get her hands to touch the floor. Yes. Once we're here, I can let go of this lapel now and cup the knee. Stay how you are. From here, guys, you see I can go right into my knee bar and 50-50 game if I want to. But I prefer anytime I have the X guard, go old school, stretch, stand up, foot goes down, and technical stand up, and finish my opponent in a number of ways, right? So, guys, thanks so much for watching the video. Thanks so much for joining us. Please subscribe to our YouTube. Stay on the Instagram. Go to our website and sign up for our mailing list. We're going to have an announcement about what the gym's doing for April. I don't want anyone to miss it. We'll have a YouTube video, Instagram live video, mailing list, and I appreciate all your guys' effort.
We miss everybody.
And
We wish you
yes.
guys could be here with us.
We super wish you guys could be here with us. I know most of you guys are messing this technique up, so I wish you could be around to help.
Text us if you have questions.
Yeah,
DM
text
us.
any questions, FaceTime me if you have questions. Yeah, I'll help you work through. And I just want to give you guys like one little thing that I've found playing with this position, okay? From kind of the opposite person. So yes. Put your hand in. Nice. Okay. So when the person has me in this, I haven't figured out like a very close like a perfect way to answer it yet. But I do know I need to stand up and start to work into the negative. So I'm gonna work here, grab the free sleeve, start to stand up and stand myself up, right? Once I'm here, everything's gonna be the same and I'm gonna work to open the guard. So I come and open the guard. Once I open the guard, I'm gonna work pushing backwards, yes. You see how when I start to move backwards, I start to make some space here, okay? Once I make some space, I'm gonna work to lasso my foot out and pass to the grip side, okay? I'm only gonna show it once, rewind it and shit, see if you guys can figure it out, but thank you guys again for everything and keep supporting. Thanks to my self-isolated friend who came and filmed it, and we hope to see you guys soon. Go subscribe for the mailing list, go subscribe to the Instagram, get on the YouTube, and stay in touch with us. Miss you guys. Woofs.